Hello everybody, this is Pete from PA Labs, and I want to show you just a little project I've been working on. I was out playing around on the forums and I came across a couple posts on Scintilla. And one of the posts was using the Microsoft Scintilla control, and the other project was using the PureBasic Scintilla control, and they both had bits and pieces of the PureBasic Lexer in them. And so I decided to pick that up and see if I could flush it out a bit more. So what I've done here is I've built out a Scintilla PureBasic Lexer. It has autocomplete. It has call tips. It has the full basic code colorization. So built into this, I went out and scraped the manual and pulled off all of the PureBasic commands. So they're in here, and they'll be colorized. As you can see, the gold text down here for set gadget text. And I have all the folding commands. So you have in blue the procedure and end procedure. My colors are just kind of grabbed to be different. We have string colorization, and we have the what do you call those constant breakup constant thingies, end constants. That's it. So what it doesn't have so far, I've been trying to keep it as a working example. I plan to give the source away. And so you have the line numbers, you have full code folding. It also has, we can come up and select a bookmark and then set a bookmark. And notice over here on the left that it has a flag in the what do they call that? The fold, can't think of the term for what they call this, but it's got the flag over here in the margin. That's it, margin, duh. Okay, so now to show you, let's go with a peek. Now I have this kicking in on letter 3. So it easily can be changed in the source code. But as you can see, he's giving us the type ahead for what we have. So now that I've selected the autocomplete, the case of what I had been typing has been updated to the proper case of the command, and you now have the call tip that gives you the actual command pulled from the manual placed on the screen. I still have a little work to do here because it should stay active while I put in, whoops, oh no, I crashed it. Yeah, I like I said, I still have a little bit of work to do on this. But as you can see, it's coming along pretty good. I do have code folding. You can expand all folds. You can collapse all folds. You can do bookmarks. I do have find and replace. I don't think I've actually tested the replace. Cut, copy, paste, and select all works beautifully. So I don't have any open, close, save, or any of these guys working. Those are just saving the data, pulling this out and saving it. I don't have projects working, and that's kind of a phase 2 that I want to do in this. But more so, this is designed to give you a example of how you can use Scintilla in your projects without a whole lot of work. I've done a lot of it for us, The Scintilla is its own language. So we have highlighting, and the autocomplete stuff is in here, code completion. We have a callback for the form that handles your keystrokes and that kind of thing. I currently just have a single window with a single sheet of Scintilla, a single gadget, and then everything's configured here with what's in the margin, what's number, symbol, and folder, what are their sizes. You can kind of scroll through this and see how these things work. You can play with them and see how easy it is to break. You can change your colors. I have them over here. And this is, I come over to the side here and go to color picker and choose a value, and then I just hit insert and it pops in. So I write over here what is a close facsimile of this. So this is the for color of the caret, the cursor that's blinking. What is his back color? That kind of thing. Is he visible or invisible? And then all the different types. I have comments, non-keywords, keywords. They have 4 colors. We have some that are bolded, some that are not. We have font for all of them. These are all the different categories that I use. And then some sample text that jumps into here. And then we have all the code down here for the control loop. And to show you, let's see, menu code. So this is where all the calls go. Edit, cut, copy, paste, select all. It's pretty much straightforward. You can see we get the position. We get the line from the position, and then we go do something with that. This is PureBasic code. I'm not using Ghost and Scintilla. It's a very difficult word for me to say. But if you're ever playing with IDEs, that is what all IDEs are made with. So I don't have a configuration that lets you pick and choose all of this. That's something that if you're interested in, feel free. The biggie back here is in the load data. So I want to point this out. These are in alphabetical order. All commands pulled from the manual for PureBasic. Every single one of them. They're single-spaced as a list. And we do lookups against this, find string, to find matches. And then I replace the found with the actual capitalized text proper. So all of these in here, and there's 359 lines roughly of multiple per line. So there's quite a few commands. And then I went and got all the constants, all your pound PBs, and put them in alphabetical order, multiple per line, single-spaced each. So that goes on for quite a while. So again, all of that's looked up. Okay, then we get to the little guys. The little guys are, what are the open folds? So here's the commands for open a fold. Here's the commands for close a fold. Here's those constants, the end constant, end comment, end command kind of breaks to know what, we're onto a new word now kind of thing. So I've pulled space and decimal out of this deliberately because I looked those up individually in the code, so those aren't here. And then we have editor connectors And actually, I don't think I'm using these yet. I had those pulled out, and I'm not sure what I want to do with them. Okay, so then we have the Lexer states. The Lexer states are the groupings of words that we're going to do something special to, in the way of these are folding keywords, these are constants, these are strings. We're going to set the font, we're going to set the color of them, that kind of stuff. Then we come down to call tips. And call tips, it uses a map. So it's kind of a dictionary, or if you're in a different language. So we load up the call tips, and what I did here was I took and converted the entire PureBasic CHM to a PDF, and then took it from a PDF and converted it to a text file. And then I threw out all the pieces I didn't care about. For example, what I did care about, let me show you here. Let's go to home. So I grabbed all of this all the way down to Windows 3D. Okay. So I grabbed all of these pages out of the manual once it was converted to a text file, and ran several programs against it, such that I could get, let's take alpha. We pick up alpha here. Let's see if we can find it. Alpha, here you go. Okay, so alpha, let's come down here so you can see what I grabbed. I grabbed his name from up here, and then grabbed the syntax of alpha. I didn't mess with the definition. If you need that, you can go to the manual. Basically, it was to give you a tip as to what is alpha and what do you need to type on it. So that's the call tip that gets displayed. So these are all the call tips, one per line, of every single command in the manual that I could find and extract. I did my best. I'm sure I probably accidentally deleted something I shouldn't have. Like here's a problem right there. He's in here twice. You can only have one. That's so far the biggest reason I've seen problems in the system crashing, is I have more than one record in here for a command, and boy, the map doesn't like that at all. So anyhow, I've done lots of things to try to fix that, and it's going to come down to trial and error and see what works and doesn't work. Still playing with it, still messing with it. There was another one right there. If it's got a dash in there, we know it's bad. Okay, so I've programmatically gone through this and made sure that this first word has an open-close parent on the end before I load it into the map itself. I should probably also do a test that says, hey, try to find this on the map, and if you find it, then don't add it. That would probably behoove me to go do that. I'll put that in there. But anyhow, I wanted to show you that I have this. I'm working on some things to pick up. I have additional code in here at the moment, and a lot of functions over here in static for picking up the variables in your application. So once this gets converted to having a project, so we'll have a panel on the left over here of your project with a combo box to select your project and stuff like that. Then he'll pick up the whole project tree, and code will actually execute on the fly against your project and be able to bring in all of the gadget names and all of the enumerations and that sort of thing from your project, and you'll be able to highlight those as well. So that's some of the stuff that's coming. If you have modules, then the modules and functions will be part of the autocomplete and all of that kind of stuff. And that's not a whole lot of work. Most of it gets done all in, we run a SQL, we create a SQLite database table in memory, and that is how all of that works, and it runs unbelievably fast in memory. That is one of the coolest things in the world, to see how fast it runs. I mean, it's at full C speeds. So yeah. Anyhow, that's the project. I'm going to go ahead and put this out on the website as a phase 1. And whenever I get around to finishing this thing and adding more, I will go ahead and create a phase 2. But for those of you interested in Scintilla or creating your own IDE for PureBasic, this is how I won't say this is how it's done. IDEs are made with Scintilla, and this is how a way you can actually create your own IDE and then add whatever functions you want. Still missing here is compile the code, and a lot of things that are, yes, it's necessary, but those aren't the hard parts of dealing with creating an IDE, dealing with code folding, dealing with the type ahead and the autocomplete. Say you wanted to say program ID, we could come in here and do program ID, so then we know we have program. Doing those sorts of things is pretty tough. It's kind of hard to wrap your head around how a lot of that works. So anyhow, this is what I've been working on in the last couple days. And as always, thank you all for watching.